What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Yo, 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 yo. What up? What up? What up? How are we? How are we today? I don't see no cameras on. What is this a quiet day? Is this one of those days where we just are all still naked at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Thank gosh Lexi's not. One person's got dressed for us this morning. That's wonderful. What's up, y'all? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, in the chat, if you can hear me, can I get a one? I don't know if my camera's working or anything. So if you can hear me, can I get a one in the chat? If I can be heard, can I get a one? If you are joining us on Instagram Live or TikTok, welcome, welcome. If you want to join us next time live, send me a DM and I will get you a guest link so that you can join us live on Zoom. All right, so 3 people can hear me. Daniel, it's taking you back to the old days. Well, we are old. That is what happens in time. We unfortunately don't have time in life. We think we have time, but we don't. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So let's get started, everybody. So let's get started today. We do have some guests. If you are a guest, welcome, welcome. Oh, recordings in progress. Scared Paco too. So as we are getting some more people in, let's get in the chat 2 things. Let's get in the chat 2 things. How many people have you talked today about real estate? How many people have you talked to about real estate? So number 1, how many people have you talked to about real estate today? It's 1 o'clock here on the East Coast, which means that nowhere in the West Coast, unless you're in Hawaii, like nowhere should we say like, well, we haven't prospected today. So in the chat, let's go. Yeah, I don't have to. I can very easily Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, YouTube. 8 conversations so far. 8 conversations. 8 conversations. Look at that. If it's 0, put 0. Like this is accountability. Like this is called accountability. You're accountable to yourself before you're accountable to anybody else. Look at Kim. Edwin, my main man, Edwin. Oops, wrong one. Sorry about that. I was trying to go for that. There we go. There we go. Some of you guys are like this. Some of you guys are like this. This, and he is, and he's making us accountable. Let's go. I want to see you guys. I'm just not going to start. Everybody here, I want to see an answer. If it's 0, put 0. Sal's got 8. Edwin's got 4. Sandra's got 2. You guys see that so far, which means they're not done yet. They're just taking a break to hang out here. Kim, 2 convos, 1 listing. Lexi, 2. I was able to get 1 potential seller on the morning. Let's go. Tiffany, Daniel, 0. Param, 0. Victoria, 2. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Everybody went? Okay. All right. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's go. Let's go. So here's the thing. If you're not prospecting and it's 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock and you haven't made calls yet, I'm just going to be straight up with you. What in the are you doing with your life? Like what the you doing with your life? Seriously, right? Sandra, like what the are we doing? It's just, and it's right. Edwin always laughs. Hold on. Now I got to call the police on you guys. Do I need to call the police on you guys? Like, I will do it. If you're in California, like you probably won't get in trouble, but everywhere else you probably will. So what are we doing every day? right? What are we doing every day? We're trying, right? We're trying to get more opportunities, to have more appointments, so we have more conversion. The reason why we don't do it is because we don't know what to say either on the phone, we don't know what to say in person, or we don't know what to do. That's the only reason why. Like, I hate going to a new gym. I just started a new gym. Anybody ever walk into a new gym? Just can I get a 1 if you've ever walked into a new gym? Like, this is how I feel. Like, oh my God, where do I get where are the free weights at? Oh, it's horrible, right? Some of you guys feel like this every time you think about talking to somebody that you don't know. Our team probably talks to about 20-ish agents every single day. Guess what the number one lead source for realtors are? Put in the chat. What do you think the number one lead source for realtors is? Nope, that's an activity. That's an activity. What's the source? It's a source. COI. What's COI? Y'all are ambitious out here. Online leads cost money. Past clients takes business. COI is what? SOI. I know what SOI is. I don't know what center of influence. Yes. We use these buzzwords inside of the real estate industry, which I just get a kick out of. I'm going to use my center of influence, my sphere of influence. Well, how do you influence people if you don't have a process? How do you influence people if you don't have a process? How do you influence people if you say and do exactly the same thing that everybody else does? Like, the only industry that says that you should only focus on the people you know is what industry? Kind of crazy, isn't it? Okay, fine. There's 2. But even MLM teaches you processes. They teach you a lot of sales in MLM.
Depends on the MLM.
Like, the ones that are still around. Ones that are still around. The problem is that we don't think we need a process, right? And it's not your fault, but it is your problem. And so what we're going to cover today is called silent bragging. Most of you are really good. If you're in real estate, you're really good at not silent bragging. But what we want to talk about is, how do we silently brag? How do we showcase our expertise without being the person who's considered kind of a D-bag? I said it. I feel like that's worse than saying the F-bomb. And the way we do it is by having a built-out presentation and knowing how to use that presentation. So how many of you guys here use what we call case studies inside of your presentations? 3, 4 of us. If you're a client and you want me to review your case study, drop it in the chats. If you're a client and you want me to review your case study, drop it in the chat. If you're a guest, I love you. And if nobody else drops it in, then we can review yours. Jill, you're more than welcome. Kim, you're more than welcome to drop in what you're working on, because I guarantee you there's no better person outside of Sharon to give you feedback on your case study. That's in this room right now. And Sharon's not here. So drop it in the chat. So let's see what most people do. Okay. So like when you look at this picture, right? This was the cover of our listing presentation. When you look at this picture, how do you feel? How do you feel when you look at this picture? What are the Edwin feels rich. I like that. Inspired, joy, wealthy. Bougie. Hell yeah. You all know I'm bougie. Y'all know I'm bougie. You guys know I'm bougie. Now imagine you open this presentation, and this is on soft touch paper. It's got a hard cover. It's embossed the hard cover, right? It's got our logo in it. And then you open it up, and the first picture is this rich copy. It's on soft touch paper, not the cheap shit you buy from Home Depot, Office Depot. Soft touch, heavy. Do you think prospects used to touch the paper because it looked fake? Yeah. Dream home, right? Just so you guys know, this house sat on the market before I took it over for 368 days. And it was listed, I think, by 6 other agents. We sold it in 9 days. This was an expired listing. This $4 million expired. Called him on a Saturday morning. He knew exactly that I was a realtor because he's had hundreds of calls because it was on the market for 368 days, which means that it was on the market for approximately 3 years prior to me taking it over. I'll show you why it sold in a minute. But do you think that this is a good story to start your presentation off of? Interesting. Here's what most agents do. They start with this. Hey, can I tell you how I'm the #1 agent by volume? Can I tell you how I was ranked #1 small team? Can I tell you how I was the #1 agent in New Jersey? Can I tell you how I'm number 63 in all of social media on North America? Before we even talk. Whatever. It's only one. There you go. Happy Sandra. If I blurted out, I couldn't get the state of New Jersey. I couldn't get the entire state of New Jersey, not just the state of New Jersey. I mean, that would have proven, right? Just to show the ego that we're here, the entire state. Because like, is there anything less than the entire state? If you say you're the #1 in the state of New Jersey, doesn't that imply that it's the entire state automatically? You guys, if you don't pay attention to Edwin, like Edwin's got sometimes the stoner giggles when he laughs, and I love it. And it just makes me so happy. It just makes me the happiest person. If you guys don't watch Edwin sometimes when I crack my dumb jokes, it's too good. Just puts a smile on my face. Okay. Every social media post for a realtor is what? I sold it. I sold it. All you got to do, if you want to see how much a realtor sold, go through their Instagram and just look at from January of last year to December of last year, look at how many solds they have, and you'll see exactly what their volume was. It's almost to a T. It might be off by 10 to 20% because some clients don't like their pictures online. Have you guys ever had a client say to you, hey, we're very private. Please don't post my information online after we're done? Why? Because everybody does it. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to tell you what ChatGPT says. Okay, ChatGPT says that many realtors think marketing is about promoting themselves as successful, trustworthy, and competent, rather than focusing on connecting with the client on a deeper level or showcasing the unique value they bring to the home buying and selling process. I just took a screenshot of what realtor marketing was, and this is what ChatGPT came out with. Can't make this stuff up, y'all. When agents focus too much about talking about themselves, prospect thinks they care more about how the agent, right, rather than selling their home. They're self-centered. Can they really help me? This feels like a sales pitch. Do they actually give a about me? Just telling you what you guys are, just telling you guys. In contracts, prospects respond better when agents focus on building what? Put in the chat, what? What does the T in TRIS stand for? Trust, rapport, influence, sales method. You guys, I'm sure I've outsold a lot of people. Most of my clients never knew how much I sold. You know what they did tell me? Hey, why'd you hire us? You were confident and competent. All right? You were confident and competent. Confident and competent. Why did you feel I was competent? Your energy was cool, calm, and collected. That doesn't mean I was dead. It just means I was cool, calm, and collected. When we asked you difficult conversational questions, you looked us dead in the eye and answered. Sometimes you paused to think about what you needed to say. So we knew you weren't just giving us BS. Your presentation wasn't full of fluff. You were focused on us the entire time. In fact, we don't even know what your stats are. Now, we did get caught up in kind of that social media world where we started to post, some of our stats online at the end of the year. And my mom loved it. Oh, I'm so proud of you, honey. You did so great. Other agents, oh, that's so awesome. But when you look back at it, very few clients actually cared about that. Because that's not what's important to them. If you're new to the market, no problem. Be confident and competent, right? Here's the problem in real estate. Most people that want a doctor want the best doctor, right? You probably all want the best doctor. Doctors go 8, 10, 12, 14 years of schooling. We're not willing to spend 30 hours to learn a buyer presentation. We're not willing to spend 30 hours to learn a listing presentation. We're not willing to spend 10 hours to learn the ultimate appointment booking formula. All in, you're talking about 100 hours in the portal. Talking about 100 hours in the portal. You can do it slower. You can do it fast. Look, if you're going to sell 2 to 3 houses a year, sell them in January. Take take 11 months off. Stop fucking around. You don't need to pretend like you're working. You don't know how many agents I talk to that do 4 houses a year. Full time. What are you doing for the other 10 months? I'm not trying to be facetious. It's just the reason why is because we go in doing the same thing that every Keller Williams MAPS coach ever trained us on. And we hated it when they said it. They hate it teaching it. And yet we're supposed to go out there and pretend like we're going to use it. We're not. We're not. So who here has heard of this phrase? Do you guys think I have dark humor? My coach told me he loves me because I have dark humor. Is that true? Do I have dark humor, you guys? Oh, well.
Your humor is not dark. It's just twisted.
I don't know if that was a positive or a negative. Can we mute Edwin? Can we mute Edwin? I love you guys. I love you guys. Oh gosh. Hold on. I need some water here. For the honesty of this group. All right. Who here's heard proof over promise? Right? Sharon uses that. It's just a case study, right? Like we don't need to overcomplicate things. Proof over promise means we show people, right? We show people versus talking about it. When we show a picture, it's how many words? They say it's 1,000, but I think it's more because it's the emotional things that we get that you can't get by talking about it. If I went and described this house, right? Like if I try to describe this house, how would I describe it? Okay, well, it's got a really grand entrance. It's got beautiful landscaping, right? The lighting's pretty dope. Cool view of Lake Washington. Big double doors, huge glass entry with a chandelier. I think it's like leaded glass with it's possible that there's a staircase behind it, but there's a lot of windows. And it's got staircase going up like a double entry stair. I wouldn't know how to describe that. Would any of you been like, oh, you just described my dream home, a bougie house, a wealthy feel? Like it's got amazing sunsets. Like when the skies, you might recognize the sky, right? Like at nighttime, like the sky lights up, like all these vivid colors. It's like that you could probably imagine because we've all seen the sunset, but I don't know how to describe the house that would make you guys want to come and view this home. But when we use case studies, we can do some cool shit. So this is a case study that Molly does. Okay. First thing she does is she gives the home address and she has a little house, which shockingly looks almost kind of like the house in the picture. Right? Did you guys notice that little detail? Like the house she picked almost similarly looks like the house in the photo. I don't know if she did that on purpose or not, but if she did, that's called attention to detail. If she didn't, good on her. It's attention to detail. It's little things that make your eyeballs go, oh, that's cool. Now, what's the first thing you're going to see as a seller? The listed and sold price, right? Second thing you're going to see is, wait, you're only on the market for 48 hours and you got 12 offers? Well, that's interesting. She gives a little bit about the client situation, right? So the clients purchased it as a FSBO in the height of the market. Why do you think she put in the height of the market?
Talk about the pricing and how it's been, like what the markets look like since they bought it.
Yeah, she wants to emphasize that they bought it high, right? Because she's probably talking to people who have bought their property high. She's probably already preemptively striked one knock off the belt because the objection is, well, I don't know if we can get what we need for the home. Case studies allow you to say the things you need to say without saying them in a pompous way. So in her market, she's probably dealing with a lot of people right now that have purchased their property for a high price. And because of that, she wants to strike here, the height of the market. So if you possibly bought your house, right, Brian, and you paid a lot, well, you might want to hire Molly because Molly has a strategy to get houses sold for what? Top dollar. So the clients were relocating at a tight timeline, medical, blah, 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 very small children. Price point of the house is much higher than those of the median house in the neighborhood. She's also telling you that this house is kind of top of the line compared to the other houses. Okay. So now we're going to go to the left. What are the challenges? Historical home, high price point for area. Oh, just so you guys know, I haven't read this. She just sent this to me about 30 minutes ago. I popped it in the presentation and here we are. Okay. So I'm just reading it how I would read it in real life. Price point, high for the area, bought it 2021, high. Okay. So here's the results. Okay. 48 hours, 18 show links, 12 offers, 30-day, no close, no contingencies, 36K over ask. Now, if I'm a seller, do you think I understand what no contingencies is fully? So as an agent, what I should do, the responsible thing as an agent right now is that I do something like, yeah, so we had a 30-day close with no contingencies. Like, are you aware of like the contingencies, like what that means in today's market? Would it be helpful if I kind of review what that means at the end? Oh, that'd be great. Because do you think they understand fully what no contingent offer means? They don't. You think they do, but they don't. People forget how to click an airplane seatbelt together. Studies show that's why they review it every time you get on a flight. You're like, yo, do you really need to stand over me? Like, it's so awkward when you have the aisle seat and the lady's standing or the guy standing like right over you. And they're like, you're like not paying attention to them and your phone's supposed to be on airplane mode and you're completely talking to your mom on the phone. And you're like, yeah, so I need to go. And she's just staring at you with the devil eye. And she's like, you know, it's supposed to be on airplane mode. I'm like, you know, I know how to put my seatbelt in, right? Like, it's that funny, dark humor. I know, I get it. She then goes into her market review, her value assessment, strategic value assessment, showcase strategy, right? So she's using like little buzzwords. The road to sold. Agents love talking about their what? Marketing. Sellers love to talk about what? The sale of their what? Home. Sellers want sold, agents want marketing. If you don't understand your avatar's needs, you don't know how to set up the right word tracks. Sellers don't give a fudge about your marketing. Sellers care about one thing. How much money can you get me for my house? If you guys are doing tours of the home before you do a analysis, a strategy sit down session, stop it. Stop it. That shit was old 10 years ago. It's super old post-COVID. ChatGPT AI, it's the most old thing. I could do a tour of the house, walk through the house with my phone. I could ask ChatGPT what I need to do. ChatGPT will tell me. Hey, I'm getting ready to sell my house. What should I do to make the curb appeal better? If you guys aren't using ChatGPT, that's a use. Hey, ChatGPT, how can I declutter the living room? Hey, ChatGPT, how can I make the kitchen more appealing? Hey, ChatGPT, are there upgrades I should do? I live in this area, this market, blah, blah, blah. Here's 12 pictures of my house that I'm trying to list. What should I upgrade to get the highest value? The more you feed it, the more it gives you. How many of you guys are using ChatGPT for stuff like that now? Everybody should raise your hand. Okay. The road to sold, right? We accepted an offer with an appraisal gap to be paid by the buyer, appraised and closed in 30 days in an unfavorable market.
We can't see right now.
Yep, that's right. Because the button didn't get pressed by my finger. Thank you. Sold for $36K over asking price. Now, here's what I would have done differently. Because she told us it was sold for $36K over here. She told us it was sold for $36K over here. Here's what I would have done differently. I would turn this into a percentage. Because what's the percentage? Somebody good at math, real quick. What's the percentage? 305 to 341. Somebody good at math. What's the percentage? Jan, congratulations on your new office space. Please tell me you got it. Oh, okay. Well, pre-congratulations then, and we'll just give you a bike horn instead.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. What's the percentage, somebody? What's the exact percentage? What's the exact percentage? 305 and 341. 305 and 341. Yeah. What's the exact percentage? You could just spit it out. Where's my math wizards with calculators? Nobody?
20.5%, basically.
No, it's got to be 10%. It's somewhere in the 10.
Sorry, 10.5%.
Okay, hold on. 305. You guys are going to make me
0.894.
10.89% over list. This number may or may not be.
11.8%.
Oh, shit. You guys are killing me today. That's what I would change right there. If Molly was here, I'd go through this with her a little bit more detailed, but super solid. Do you see how Molly can go through her entire approach off the case study? There's a lot of writing on here, right? Probably could lower some of the writing down, but then she has her client review over here, the QR code. Now, you guys want to see where the QR code takes us? We'll just see where the QR code takes us, actually. Let's see where the QR code takes us. QR code takes us to Molly's Instagram of the house.
One of the unique features of this home is you will find, with all of the modern updates, this home maintains the pristine charm and craftsmanship from its original. I actually had an entire list of things to tell you, but House left me speechless, and I think that will leave you speechless as well.
Pretty cool. I like it. QR code right to the listing. So, hey guys, check this out. People talk about social media. She shows it. That particular house has 93 hearts, 17 comments. I probably took 3 of them. If you guys tag me, I will comment on them. 13 shares. So now, oh gosh, hold on. Let me turn down the volume. So now you can say, hey, look, this is what I do to get your house marketed online. This particular home had 93 people heart it. It had 17 people that left a comment, and it had 13 people who shared it to possible loved ones and or to people looking to get in the neighborhood. Would you like somebody to just post your home on social or have a strategy to get your home shared to get the highest value? And then you ask a tie down question. Cool? Cool? Not cool. Y'all, like I'm on my second cup of coffee here in Ecuador, so like cool or not cool? I don't know. You have to tell me. Help me out here, y'all. I lost the chat, so I have to find the chat again. I have to find the chat. Cool, right? Like super cool. Okay, here's Jan's. Thank you, Jan. Everybody say thank you, Jan, for sharing. Hi, neighbors. My clients are excited to go on the market this weekend and want to extend a neighborhood invite. We're going to do a twilight open house. So here he talks about, hey, I do twilight open houses. So now he can explain what a twilight open house is, because I don't know what the hell a twilight open house is as a consumer. I do one open house from 1 to 3 and a second open house from 1 to 3. As you may or may not know, the number one reason people move is to be closer to friends and family. Who do you know that may be interested in living here? Not send me their information, just bring them by. Let's hang out, have a convo. A little bit of information about the property, asking price, scan here for more details. Should we scan there and see what it takes us? Let's scan. Ooh, qrcodes.io, Jan Michael Real Estate. Oh, wow.
Share screen.
I can't because it's on my phone. Y'all can scan it.
Reading off of Jan's thing.
So I was just reading.
We can't see the letter you were talking about.
Oh, God dang it. There. So this is a letter Jan mails out to his entire data, to the neighborhood. I would assume to the neighborhood. He probably has a system.
Yeah, I'll send this to the immediate neighborhood or neighborhoods. like within half a mile. I don't send this all over the place.
Because that'd be
So
a waste of
usually
money.
3,400, letters. And you gotta do that just to get like 3 to 5 people there.
So Jan's tracking it. For every 100 people, he's getting about 1.2 visitors. I'd take it, right?
But there are sellers in the future, that's who's coming.
Yeah. Because why else would anybody come? Right? And it gives you the opportunity to hit them again, to door knock them, to call them, circle prospect, right? Put them in your database, start to drip on them. There's a lot of things you can do, but it sends it to this super sick house. I mean, like, I don't know if the house is sick, but that photo is super sick. Aerial shot, nighttime, twilight, like side angle, pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. And then it's got a whole bunch of stuff about it, like a whole write-up on it. And there's a YouTube video. And why won't the cookies thing go away? There we go. And then you can book a tour. He has seller disclosures, floor plans, a whole bunch of info. Like, wow, that's pretty good. Whole bunch of information on his page about the property. You can show that, right? Hey, we showcase all of this information. Now this right here is for a buyer, right? So what he's doing right here, no, wait, hold on. Early access. Thank you. Could you send me?
This is
This
active
is-
buyers I know.
Yep. So this is the active buyers Jan knows, right? So when you talk about the 4 phases of the buyer universe and a listing appointment, he's like, yeah, I just sent out a quick text message, email to my buyer database about, homes in the Hillsborough area. I had about 1, 2, 3, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I had about 6 people respond immediately. I just sent this literally about an hour before this presentation just to see who's active in the marketplace right now, just to warm them up. Would you want to have an agent that has an active buyer database with buyers that are pre-qualified, ready to go? Yeah. Why would that be important for you? Well, because we want buyers for our home. We want to know that there's somebody that can actually afford, right? Like, we want our agent to actually have, right, the clientele. Sellers want buyers and they want proof of buyers. Agents like to talk about marketing because they don't have proof and they don't know how to make it. Is this helpful? Can you guys do this? Does this take any work? Does this take Canva skills? Does this take design skills? Does this take any type of special skills that I don't have? No, it's literally going into your email, typing in Hillsborough early access, bam, boom, done. You don't need to make this pretty. You don't need to do anything, right? Molly's is a 1-page Canva doc with one box here, 2 boxes here, 3 boxes here, 4 boxes here, 5 boxes here, 6, 7 QR code, and a huge 1/4 of the page headline. It's 9 boxes, you guys. But if you aren't able to condense what you do because you don't know what you're trying to accomplish from the page, then you're going to try to put everything on there and it's going to read like a novel instead of like a case study. Your case study is supposed to be short. Okay, helpful? Is this good? Can we all do this? I have shit Canva skills. This presentation was made in Canva. Like, look at how basic it is. Like, you guys, it can't get more basic than this. It's a picture with my name and my logo. It can't get more basic. It's super simple, but the details is what makes it work. The soft touch paper, right? This is, you guys, this was hundreds of millions of dollars in sales to get the soft touch, right? We had a little heat binder and we ordered the silver. My parents still have like a box of them. They're like, son, can we get rid of them? I'm like, nah, just keep a couple for nostalgia. Like, nostalgia for what? You're like 43 years old. We have so much nostalgia of yours that we need a house for you. And we have your brothers too. And I'm like, you guys have 8,000 square feet. Like, chill, daddy, chill, right? This one right here, passive buyers I know. So I believe this is inside his MLS. He put the listing in there, matched with 105 people inside of his database. All he's doing is entering everybody who comes into his world into the MLS. And then when you put a property in there, it matches it, right? I don't know how he did it. My MLS works different than his MLS.
It's Lofty.
Oh, it's Lofty. Even better. No idea how to use Lofty. Okay. So just letting you guys know. Don't ask me.
All I do is find a similar property to what, the listing appointment I'm about to go on. And, everyone who goes to open houses that I work with or whatever, go into Lofty automatically. I also put all my Zillow leads in there, so they get market reports and listing alerts through Lofty, because that's where all the MLSs are tied into with the IDX feed. So I find a similar property to the home I'm about to visit for a listing consultation, and I just see how many matches I got. So I usually equate this to, passive buyers. The people I've met through open houses or Zillow leads that haven't bought yet.
What is it called? What do you call it?
Buyer universe.
Oh yeah. You can tell somebody was studying. But Vic, I don't know what the buyer universe is. If you're a guest, I know where to find it. If you're a client and you're not using it, you're absolutely batshit crazy. Jan literally would read this shit on the way to his lifting presentations. Somehow Jan found my phone number inside of a bathroom stall in New Jersey's truck stop. And he's like, let me just call this Vic guy. And he started calling me. He's like, bro, this shit works. I'm like, which part? He's like, all I do is just literally, I put it on my app. I was like, there's an app for Mighty Networks. We used to use Mighty Networks. So there's an app. He's like, you didn't know that? I'm like, don't tell anybody. And he's like, I just listened to it on the way to the presentation. And then I get there like 10 or 15 minutes early and I just read the bullet points. And I just write them down real quick on my iPad or whatever, his yellow legal pad. I don't remember what he used. Making shit up now just to sound like I remembered. Sorry, Jan, it was like a year ago. And he started going from like a 40, 50% close rate to a 60, 70, 80, 90% close rate. Competency and confidence. Do you think a seller wants to see that their house matched with 105 people in your database? Most agents talk about their 36-point marketing plan. Look, I love your brokerage. I'm sure your brokerage is great. They don't do this shit. I guarantee you they don't. I just pretty sure they don't. So here's how I used to do it. Right now, this is like 10 years old. Okay. So give me some slack. We had a section called success stories. Sold on one day for more than list price. This was actually my uncle's business partner who hired another agent after I interviewed. The other agent failed to sell his home. We went in, we chopped down 3 trees. How did we do it? We asked the neighbor if we could chop down 3 trees. The neighbor said, who's paying for it? He said, I don't mind paying for it. He said, can you take me to dinner afterwards? He says, I'll take you to dinner anyways. The guy said, sure, chop the trees down. Chop the trees down. Now we have the view of the lake again. The other agent, the top agent, didn't think about that. We sold a house in one day, I think for like, is $1 million+ bucks. I think we got 100K over. She had it on the market for 96 days. We also did some painting. We did a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Boom, sold. Okay. Sold in 3 days for more than list price. Now, in today's day and age, I'm going to change this up, right? I'm not going to put for more than list price, right? I'm going to make it sexy with ChatGPT. But back in the day, like I had to use my only brain and, I'm not that smart, you guys. Like I'm just dumb, right? Zillow 5-star agent. I don't know. It's kind of Zillow Premier agent. I don't know. It's kind of lame. Like I probably wouldn't put that shit on there now, but I probably put the 5-star agent. Sold in 2 days, full list price, right? And then these are their testimonials. So we would, the way that we use this is we would just leave it open while we were talking about something else. And then they would do what? Hey, how did you sell that for more than, how are you selling for so fast? Right? I'd probably put percentages there now. Sold for 11% more than neighborhood, right? Sold for 3% more than the neighborhood. At something like that, right? Case study, right? A reverse engineered case study, how we sell your home. I put the challenges right on the top, on a cliff, built on stilts, more of a condo alternative, no garage, slightly dated. This house was listed by the same person who listed this house. She started to really hate me. I just called myself the cleanup crew. Beth is a great agent, but man, she started to hate me. Sold in 6 days, address, blah, blah, blah. There's some, I don't know why it didn't come over. The Dual Group had it on the market for 2 days. We sold it for 1.6. Previous agent had it for 180 days. Received 2 offers in 48 hours. Additional backup offer. 17 interested party came to our broker open. We had a private 14-person showing. We had 29 agents come to our brokers open. 118 people came from our inside sales team to interested agents. We call that reverse prospecting. Did your agent talk to you about reverse prospecting? No. Oh, would it be okay if I shared with you what we do to help make sure that we get our home sold? Yes. Awesome. Blah, 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 blah. Would that be beneficial? Yes. How come? Well, because our last agent didn't do blah, 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 blah. Oh, why do you feel like that'd be beneficial now? Because it seems like you guys are actually out there going after agents who have buyers for my property. So tell me, why would that matter? Probe, clarify, go deeper. So that's important for you to have in your client, your agent. Yes, he just said he wants me to work for him. I don't have to close. He's already closing himself. Now we go over the Zillow stats, right? Zillow, Instagram, Vimeo, Trulia, Save Shoppers. They're like, holy shit, you guys hit every stone. I'm like, I think we missed one on the way up to your house, but don't worry, I'm going to get it on the way out. He's like, no, not on. He's like, ha, 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 you're funny. What do you mean we hit every stone? Your agent didn't show you these stats of what they do to market your home? No. Oh, tell me more. I'm beating up the other agent. Y'all, she crushed me in sales. She did 5x my volume. That's why she's also too busy to put the attention and time into your property. That's how you beat a top agent. Well, I get that they're like a top, but I mean, how much time do they personally put into your property? Oh, yeah. I mean, it's cool to have a busy, like a top agent, like when your house sells, but when your house doesn't, do you want somebody who's available or do you want to talk to their team when there's a problem? No, I want to talk to them. Oh, why? Well, because my last agent I could never get a hold of. Really? Oh my gosh. The only time you can't get a hold of me is if I'm in a listing appointment. Why would that matter? Now I do take time off, right? But like I have notes in my shower. So like if you ever hear the water running, like I'm literally probably in the shower, not a car wash. So don't be freaked out. Like, no, I'm like, no, I'm for reals. And they're like, oh, for reals? I'm like, yeah, like real estate's very fast moving. So we have to be available to answer questions. We don't want to lose a deal. Here's how we do it. Bam, done. And then we show pictures of the home. More success stories. This time's with photos. This time with stories. Right? Oh, we did have some stats in here. All right. So we did show some stats. But we didn't highlight them. They weren't big. They weren't gaudy. They weren't in your face. They're just like a little bit of like there. Right? I don't even think we really talked about it because I forgot about it. So we did have it there, but again, Curb Seattle, right? I can't promise you that we're going to get your home in publications, but would you want it? Sometimes, well, how'd you do that? Well, we submit all of our listings and sometimes they get picked because our photography, our marketing, our angles, right? They're just more what we call, they're just more kind of like what we call, oh, it didn't switch over. We call it studio photography. right? So we pretend like your house is in a studio, even though it's in real life, and we work the angles. Do you guys see how when you're using case studies after case study after case study after case study, you're able to talk about everything you do through your case studies? Do you see the amount of proof that I put into the presentation? How much Jan puts into the presentation, Molly puts into the presentation, right? They just sent me a couple things. They didn't send me everything they had. Which one would you rather have, A or B? Which home would you guys rather have, A or B, for your listing photos? In the chat, which one would you rather have, A or B? A? B? A? B? Right? Most people put B, right? Would it be okay if I shared with you what we did on this home that was listed 9 times, 368 days for over 3 years, and how we sold it in 9 days? We took the listing on Saturday. We did a professional video with actors, fully staged, completely remodeled, completely cleaned it, and had it on the market by Thursday of the following week with actors and a full video. Process, you guys, processes. If you don't have the right processes, you can't do that. It's impossible to get stuff done that fast, right? You also have to have really good vendors that really want your business and value you, that are willing to throw everything under the bus to get your shit done, right? So like having great vendor relationships in this business is super important. Take care of them because they take care of you. Never yelled at my stager. Never yelled at my stager. I yelled at my assistant because of my stager. I never yelled at my stager. I just didn't do that because she saved my bacon too many times. All right. Helpful, you guys? Last thing, if you're in multiple offers, right? Can't go into that because I want to get into your stuff. Multiple offer spreadsheet, right? Now you show them how you negotiate. 936, right? 936, 905. Escalator stopped at 935. You see, I don't put the sold price on here. I just put the best price because it allows me to write on the page, but we actually got 936 where most agents would have got 905, right? They would have, I negotiated this one here. So it allows me to speak on how I negotiated this to 936 because most agents are lazy. They put an offer price, they put an escalator, they put a best price, and then you have your best price there. So this actually would have been 910. This is a typo. That would have sold out at 910, but we had a 936. It allows me to share how we got there, right? All right. Was that useful? Would it be helpful if I drop this in the chat for you guys? Anybody want this in the chat? No? Okay, I guess I'll go. I guess I shall go. Here's the sad thing. I'm going to drop this in the chat, and I know that still most people aren't going to use it. And I know what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to put a whole bunch of crap on it and make it super busy and make it super complicated to try to feel like it's more important. But you don't need to do that. You just need to keep it super simple. All right, whose proof piece am I looking at right now? Who is this? Say hello.
It's mine, Vic.
Hi, Jill.
Okay, so this is my one. I actually had both sides and I had it all on the page, lots of pictures and lots of writing. So this is my simplifying it. It's obviously still not done.
Okay, so watch this. Watch this. We're going to go to ChatGPT. I'm going to go here. Upload from computer. Y'all can see this, correct? Okay. We are going to go to proof. We are going to go to here. We're going to open that. We're going to go here. We're going to upload from. You're good, man. You want to say hello on the Zoom too? We're going to go to here. Oops. Upload from a computer. How do I go back? Upload. How do I go back? Documents. Downloads. Download. We're going to go here. Take these two images and help me create a layout template for a proof piece for my listing presentation. All right, so now we're going to take all this. We're going to copy it, and we're going to come over here. We're going to paste it. Oh, shit. Edit, copy. Oh, come on. How do I get this?
Highlight it again.
Okay. Let's.
Cody for help.
Cody's not here, y'all. I'm not dumb. Jeez. Cody, I need help. Okay. Let's see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Like, you guys, this is real. Okay. So it tells you the header section, tells you the main content, how you split it up, middle visual results summary. Okay. Yes. That's not what I was asking for, ChatGPT.
Julia, Molly's template.
Do I have Molly's? Yes, I do have Molly's template, yes. Yes, this one just isn't done yet. So Vic, question on these.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people like to hear stories. Stories sell, and they want to understand how other people felt and relate to it. So if we do these in a simplified story form, is there value to that, or does the story just need to be what I verbalize as opposed to what's on the page?
So here's the thing. The more you take people away from what you're talking about and they're looking at the page, the less emotion you have. So the reason, like, how many of you guys have been on a sales call with me? Did I use a deck? Did I use slides? Some of you got a video testimonial in there. Some of you didn't. Just depend on how I felt and if I remembered. Everything I do was verbal. Why? Because the minute I take you away from me and you on a one-on-one and we go into a slide deck, I remove emotion. So you want to show them the stuff, but you want to tell them what you want them to hear. You don't want them reading, because if they're reading, if I gave you the slide deck early and you started reading it, what would you do? Would you listen to me or would you read the slide deck? You'd read the slide deck, because most of us are visual learners. So you show them and then you tell them. I don't like this slide deck that ChatGPT gave me, right? It's just too busy, right? It's just too busy. But I do like what you put on here, right? So this is for a buyer. The challenges was you don't need all the hashtags. Get rid of that, right? You don't need hashtags, right? The challenge is that they were looking for a dream home. So not the perfect. They were looking for their forever home, everybody's looking for the perfect. Perfect doesn't exist. They're looking for their ever home. They had unique financing needs, right? Self-employed, unique financing needs. I don't know what COS is.
Contingent on sale.
Okay, so you need to, they were a contingent buyer. Inspection issues, what does that mean?
There were major inspection problems when we inspected. the
So
house.
are you, so you were helping them buy a home?
Right, this is a buyer.
Okay, and closing challenges. So are we talking to a buyer or a seller here?
Buyer?
Okay. So Susie did not want to sell until they found their perfect home, right? So she had 3 generations of living, right? So these are just bullet points. I don't have Microsoft Word. These are bullet points, right? So you're going to have a couple of bullet points, probably 3 bullet points. You already put financing, inspection, and closing, so you can get rid of those. If you have those up here, you don't need those here. But really, the buyer's challenges were different from the closing challenges. So you have buyer challenges, you have closing challenges. The buyer challenges was that she was looking for a forever home. She didn't want to leave her current home, so she was contingent, and she had unique financing needs because she was self-employed. The challenges so difference between the buyer and the close, right? Because the search process is different from contract to close process. Most deals fall apart when? Well, they can only fall apart at one time, contract to close, because prior to that, they're not under contract. It's kind of self-explanatory, but people don't think about it like that, right? It's not linear in our brains. So if you guys got to bounce, I get it. If you're a guest and you want to know what we're doing to crush it in this industry and why our clients like Jan and Molly and Dan and Laura and Kim and Sandra and Sal and Edwin are crushing it and booking appointment after appointment, having great conversations. Hey, do you guys like this? I want to make t-shirts that say MCGA, make conversations great again. Who would rock that shirt? Yes. Okay. I need you guys to go into school, and I need you to tell Cody, I need you guys to go into school and tell Cody to make those shirts, because I need to have Dad approve me. I can't do this on my own because he's going to be the one to do it. I need you guys to go into school and just put MCGA and then put Cody, we want shirts that say make conversations great again. And then I need you all to go into school and just yes. And then how do we get those? Okay. You guys this is, I have no life. I sit in an ice tub for hours. Literally have no life. Okay. Solutions. So you don't need to write it out necessarily. Take this and make a bullet point out of this, right? Take these and ask ChatGPT to bullet point from you. So solutions. Right? Solutions. That's this right here is not a good one. Take that out. Because if I viewed 3 homes and none of them were a dream home and I put in an offer, I'd be like, why are you pressuring me?
Oh, it's not a 0. The 0 is a typo.
I wouldn't put that here. I would put what you did to find the homes. Right? So were you marketing her to off markets, right? What were you doing special to find the dream home?
Okay.
Negotiated a contingent offer, right? That's special. So this is 2 bullet points. Negotiated a contingent offer with a below sale price. Why does this matter? Contrast and context, right? We can't have contrast unless we have context. So are you in a market where this happens? If it is, then it's not special. If you're in a market where people aren't getting reductions in price, then it's special, right? We need to have intention with our language. Built rapport with the listing agent and shared our strategy. So you didn't build rapport, you built trust that you're going to get the deal closed. scheduled homes inspection. So now we're getting into the contract, right? So now we're going to talk about contract to close. Remember, if you go through Jill, have you been through the listing presentation, my dear?
I have, but not all of it.
Okay, I can tell.
Yep.
You need to go through the listing presentation, you guys, because the listing presentation correlates perfectly to how you build this with your language. You wouldn't want your doctor to have only gone through 3/4 of med school. Don't go through 3/4 of real estate school. If you wouldn't want your doctor to do that, and you can make more money than your doctor, then don't do this, you guys, please. Let's be better. It's 2025. Let's leave all the 2024 horse out. So now we're going to talk about contract to close, right? So I want you to take each one of these and I want you to look at them to build your blocks like Molly has. This is great. I remember the first one you showed me a couple weeks ago. That was like, whoa, that's just way too much. So you have financing challenges, which could be its own bucket. You have inspection challenges, which could be its own bucket. You have negotiation challenges with its own bucket. You have closing challenges, which is its own bucket. Here's how I solve those. Would it be cool if I walked you through kind of like what we do? Because having an average agent is great when you don't have problems. But we don't know if we're not going to have, we don't know when we're going to have problems. They just show up, right? So do you want to have an agent that's been through this before? Or do you want an agent that's never seen this?
So should this become 2 proof pieces? Or
Nope,
should it
one.
stay-
One on one page.
Okay.
Jill Collins, I know y'all like to talk from the South. I know you all are friendly. I know you all enjoy hospitality. Here we're going to become New York.
Okay.
Call Sal. Yo, pal Sal. And he'll get you right to the point. He talks super quick.
Okay.
Cool?
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, everybody give her, the crowd's going wild. You're doing great. You're doing great. And we got one more in here real quick. Real quick. While the crowd is going wild right now. Oh my gosh. Can't contain them. Who put theirs in? Sandra put one in. Okay. Sandra, let's check yours real quick. Yours is in PDF form. Thank you.
It's just like Molly.
Perfect. Let's see if we can make any tweaks. It's literally Molly's. Awesome. Y'all, this is how you do it. You take something that works and just literally rip it off and duplicate it. You don't got to overthink it. You literally just, you almost use the same house, but yours, again, your house is almost the same, right? So we have the address, we have the sold price, previously on the market for 6 months, 21 day, no closed, sold as is, right? So she's laying out the problem, right? So this is an expired. Okay. 21 days sold as is. This gives you an opportunity. What do you mean it was sold as is? I thought all real estate was sold as is. Well, real estate is sold as is, but contracts are typically not written that way. Would it be cool if I kind of explained what we did here? Sure. At a glance, the challenges: expired listing, previously on the market, home seller moved out, unfinished, huge backyard, neighbor's price below, neighbor's price below market value. Now she gets to talk about the pricing strategies. Here she gets to talk about, well, in this market, most homes were already furnished with a backyard, which is about a $30,000 to $50,000 adventure. Seller moved out, so the home is empty. An unstaged home has a feeling of coldness, and they actually feel small. It was on the market for 6 months, which means that a lot of the buyers have already seen the property. It's already stale. When you go through the history, this, and this happens. Now she can give the buyer psychology around when they see a property that's been on the market for months. It helps you with pricing. Well, we don't want to give our house away for free. Yeah, I don't blame you. Remember when we talked about the buyer psychology on the case study of the house that was on the market for 6 months? Yeah. What would your psychology be, right? So you can go into the psychology. Results. We did a partial staging, You were on the market for 70 days?
Mhm.
How come it says 21 day?
That was a 21-day close, but we were on the market for 70 days. Interest rates at 8%.
So 70 days, is that helpful or not helpful in your market? What was your
I think
market?
we were like 3 to 6 months.
So your market was a 6-month market and you were on 70 days.
Mhm.
You need to have contrast there. So you need to put why 70 days was a good thing. Because to me, it sounds like, oh, well, you're on the market for 7 days. There's 46 showings. Huh. What happened? Right? 70 days compared to 6 months. So now I would put CDOM, right? And then you can explain what CDOM is. CDOM 70 days versus at that time it was 187 days. We had 46 showings. Here's what we did. I would put here under challenges, 8+% interest rate market. That's a challenge, right? So you can get rid of that here. Prices, neighbors' prices were significantly below. Another challenge was seller was underwater due to 6 month whatever, right? So you got some stuff in there. Selling strategy, pre-listing walkthrough. I would get rid of the partial staging and I would just put, come up with something sexy for that. Partial just sounds like not so exciting. Because like under your pre-listing walkthrough, you have like modern staging and then you have partial. So like modern sounds sexy, right? So like play around with that and get something sexy and put that under partial. Market value pricing. You need to clean up that typo because your A is on.
Oh, my A is gone.
A,
It's on the
well,
right
yep,
line.
clean that up. And your T is also offline. You guys see how even when we analyze this and we have other people review it and preview it, our eyes lie to us. Like this is why you need outside eyes always looking at your stuff. You guys remember, make conversations great again. So it's not market value pricing until you have a buyer and a seller. So we determined remember the listing price is just an invitation to the party. Play around with that. Determined pricing strategy to invite more buyers, something like that. And then you can clean this up a little bit, right? What did you do that was special in your I'm just beating you up here, just FYI. What did you do that was so special in your CMA? Like, what was
We did an appraisal.
There we
like
go.
CMA, appraisal style CMA for them versus the standard this home. We just broke it down the way an appraiser would.
So appraisal style CMA reached out to 12 agents about market activity, determined the hyper local neighborhood demand, and come up with one more. Why is this thing open? Marketing plan. So the road to sold, play with that, right? You guys remember, people don't want marketing. They want what? Sold. Studio media, studio photography, drone, love it. Social media reel, 72 direct inquiries. So the direct inquiries are not under marketing. Those are either If that's outbound, right, then that would be another line. That should be on a separate line. Because that doesn't, I don't know what that means. I know what it means, but I don't know what it means, and especially in that context. So that needs its own bullet. Targeted online ads, individual home website, direct agent, and circle prospecting. So I would put that in 2 bullet points because that's 2 separate activities. Agent marketing is separate from circle prospecting, 2 activities. Give it the, oh shit, it's 2:15. Y'all didn't tell me what time it was. Fuck. Strategic.
The bottom section is definitely a work in progress, something I need
Personal
to.
calls. So again, personal calls printed, like clean this up. Like what did you do? Right? What did you personally call? Like called your mom, called your aunt. Who did you call? Right? Like, I don't know who this is. So you guys, you see how intentional we are? Like we have to be if we want to win consistently 80, 90%. Like you can't just wing it. Like this is a FYI, just so you know, Sandra and I have been working together for a while. That's why I'm being more beat up on her. If she was brand new, I'd be more gentle. I just know that Sandra and Camila, like I know how much they put into their business. So like it's a totally different ballgame. And I know that they strive for excellence. So like, I'm going to give them what I consider excellence in my opinion. Strategic showing schedule, high demand, 48 showings. Let's talk about this. Work on this. Work on it with Molly. If you guys had this FYI, just as hers is, you would crush 99% of the fucking market. If you had this as it is with nothing changed, this is a brilliant masterpiece. Okay. So like Sandra, don't think like, oh my God, I have to change it. This is shit. I can't use it. No. This is brilliant. This is brilliant. This alone is brilliant. If you did nothing else, this is brilliant. I just know that you and Camila, like you guys just run a different game and you guys are in a very competitive market. So I'm just giving you tips. You don't got to do shit. It's better than 99% of the stuff I see. Right? It's 99.9. It's like better than most birth controls out there. I love using that birth control analogy whenever I can. Although birth control is the worst shit in the world. So bad for hormones. Like God, how did Pfizer get communities on that? It's horrible. That would crush right there. That would crush right there. Throw in some of your professional photography, right? Some comparison, A and Bs, right? The reason why we don't put before and after is because you want them to choose which one they want. It's all the questions. Hey, why would you want this one over that one? How does this one make you feel? If you were scrolling through, how would you look at this one versus that one? Okay, if you guys want more help, right? If you guys want more help, you got to join us inside of our private group. You don't have to, but like this market's going to spit agents out left and right this year. I promise you it's going to be hard as fuck. NAR just posted a whole bunch of shit. It's going to be harder. It's going to get harder. And here's what agents are going to do. They're going to start posting shit about NAR again all over their social medias. So people who would have never heard about any of this buyer shit are going to hear about it now because agents go and market it for free. Right? So if you guys have friends that need some help, right? Like Tiffany, I'm not a legal person. Talk to your broker. I'm not legal. You're not like, I don't know. Maybe you have permission from your seller in writing that you're allowed to discuss things. I don't know. Don't put their real names, right? Like, but the house is already sold. So it doesn't matter. And you're only selling, like, you're not posting it on a public forum. You're posting it inside of, right? So like, but talk to your broker, be smart, y'all. I'm not legal. I'm just telling you, I've never been legal. I always play I play in the gray. I made a lot of money per deal. So I was okay paying fines. We never got fined. We did get a couple hand slaps. I always play in the gray. That's just how I roll. Talk to your broker if you have questions. Talk to your legal counsel if you have questions. I am neither one of them. So don't listen to me on anything I say. This is not financial advice. This is just how to have good proof pieces. All right. Don't shoot the Indian. You guys like my sign right there? Can you guys see that? I try to have little reminders to be nice. Have little reminders to be nice. All right, y'all. Make conversations great again. Tell Cody. Peace.
Recording in progress.
Hey man, sorry to interrupt.
What's up, bro?
How's it going?
Good. Vikram.
Andres.
Nice to meet you.
I was curious about that. That was a teleprompter, right?
Yeah.
That's a nice setup, man.
It's the
Where'd you get that from? Amazon?
Elgato. Yeah, all the shit's Amazon. This Elgato.
You got it?
Yeah, Elgato.
Nice.
Elgato Lite connected to a Stream Deck, so you can control everything.
Awesome setup, man.
Yeah, and we're gonna get like stand-up desks and monitors. Yeah, it's a whole jam when we're done. Like we put on a show for our people.
Yeah.
What do you guys do?
So I'm a media buyer.
You should talk to that guy.
Yeah?
Yeah, he likes doing stupid shit like that. So,
Yeah, I mean, I do consulting, media buying on the side. I also have a beauty academy with my wife.
oh, nice.
Yeah.
What
A
part
couple
of
of things.
What part of Envigado?
It's by Envigado Park. That's where we have, like a couple of blocks down.
Okay.
And yeah, man, that's pretty much all I do. I also invest in real estate here.
Here?
I have a couple-
Are you from here or where are you
I'm
from?
from here, but I lived in the States 10 years.
Where?
Florida,
What part?
Sarasota.
Oh, okay.
Where are you from?
Grew up in California, moved all around. I've been here for like 2 years.
3 years? Nice. What business like?
So we run a marketing, sales training, and a marketing agency, sales training, and a call center
Nice.
for real estate agents in the States and Canada. And
Nice.
so like, yeah, so
Awesome.
he's the smart one.
He's the one running the behind the scenes.
He does all of it. I just show
Lead
up.
gen.
He just does everything. I just show up and talk a bunch of shit,
Nice. That's awesome.
make jokes, try not to make people cry,
Yeah.
and that's yeah.
We have like a course or something or what?
Yeah.
Mentorship?
Yeah, we have courses and then we do online training and stuff like
Nice.
that. Yeah, let's jam later.
Huh?
We'll jam later. We'll talk later.
Oh yeah.
Cool. See you, brother. What's up, bro?
How's it going?
Oh, just the boring guy, Just the boring guy over here, you know what I'm saying? I can't see you, I can't hear you. You're too young to have had a heart attack.
Bro, I feel like rescheduling my went on my coach feels so late.
Huh?
I said I feel like rescheduling my went on my calendar feel late.
You feel lightheaded because you have a call on your calendar?
No, like I feel like rescheduling my call on my calendar. I have one today. And I feel lightheaded, so I'm thinking about rescheduling.
Don't be a pussy, just do it. You can't tell me this stuff, bro. I'm just always gonna tell you, don't be a pussy, just do it. Worst case is you don't sell anything. Best case is you don't sell anything. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's just that's not what time's it at?
3 right after.
With who?
It's not water, but
What's
his name is Bruce something.
Bruce Lipton?
No.
Bruce Almighty?